Welcome to Game Night tonight for another unboxing of this, the Red Dragon Inn Smorgasbox. I'm a huge fan of the Red Dragon Inn games, and this one is just an extra expansion that adds another character, some more drinking decks, a new thing with gambling I'm in apparently. But above all, if you have all the expansions, it actually allows you to have enough room to hold all the cards for all the expansions because there are so many. We have pretty much all of them. We're just shy of a few right now, but this Smorgasbox allows you to actually hold all those cards. But then it also adds in the dimension of being able to play as a two-player game, which is pretty exciting. So of course, right once we get into it, we have the different rules here. It looks like this is just the chef. So Roxanna, adventurous chef. So this is all of her rules for how to play her and all the things that she does, which of course, every character has their own things, so it looks like she's going to be throwing in some of her own recipes and things like that. You'll have the contents for the gambling I'm in. You got all the rules, the new things with the gambling section of everything, but it's all the different rules. Looks like the different stakes you can put into it. It gives you examples, how to play this new section of gambling I'm in. So that's interesting. It's good. All right, let's get into this other stuff. So it looks like there's more tokens, new tokens. Draw a card from your character deck. So that's for the chef, it looks like. You got more coins for being able to gamble, that kind of thing. You got your life force tokens if you don't have the stones, that kind of thing. So these are good punch outs. But it's interesting that they actually put them in a plastic sealed thing so that they don't fall out, but I like it. Of course, they're always going to they're going to give you some of these foam cubes to keep your cards separated if you don't have enough to fill in all of the space. Fortunately for us, we have enough to fill our space. But we got some extra bags for all the different tokens that you're going to be punching out. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to look here. Who's this? Okay, so this is the Roxanna Adventurous Chef level 1. So it looks like she levels up. So let's actually open that up. So this adventurous chef here has 3 separate levels. So you can do dual wield, you can dual wield again, and then you can taunt and dual wield. Interesting. No idea what that means, but excited to play this new character. We have always loved all these characters that have come with this. So you got Otto. This guy allows you to have the 2-player game. So he acts like as a separate character that you're playing against. So you got Otto there, our mechanical friend, and then you have Roxanne, the adventurous chef, her card to track her health and then also her intoxication level. So those are the 2 cards there. Again, I'm going to be going through these cards and stuff pretty quickly. So if at any point in time you want to see what it's all about, I'm going to hold it still for a second so you can pause the video if you need to. Oh man, I can't even get into this. You can pause the video if you need to and then read up on what's on that card. But here we go. Okay, so here are some division cards for us. We got the Roxanne Adventurous Chef. And then on her side, it kind of tells you how to set her up, the ingredients, recipes, that kind of thing. The Adventurous Chef again, but it's a separate thing. So it's tells you exactly what you're going to be doing. You got the Rogue Warriors here, which on the flip side has the Rogue Warriors Dragon. Interesting. And then you have Otto, of course. And then Otto's set up and how to play with him. So there you go. There's those divider cards, so you can like stack your cards in here, divide them out however you need to. I love the organizational side of games and everything, so that's always a big fan. I am always a big fan of that, so cut into this. Next big deck, it looks like this is the gambling side of things, but I could be wrong. Let's check it out. So it looks like all of them are on the back side. It looks, yeah, it's the same artwork. Just this dragon, a couple of instruments, swords, daggers, flowers, coins, everything like that. But you got like the dragons, different colors it looks like. You got the knights. They have these different symbols on the side. They change because you got a horse on this one. You had an owl on the first one. But then you got the raven. You got a bunny on one. You got the eagle. You got a wolf. And then you change characters. Same color, but different character. Well, like you got the owls, the horses. Interesting. So each of these has their own little thing. Not sure what it means, but you got the dice level. You got level 2, and then you got a rose as well. Those will probably come into play later as they go. We got 2 owls with the number 3, green 3. So this is going to be with the gambling I'm in, I'm sure. But you got all the different things. You're always going to have a symbol, like 2 different symbols, and then the dice number in the middle. That will come into play however it does. Again, not entirely sure. This is a new thing that they're adding with this Smorgasbox, so it's pretty exciting. It's got all these different cards. Owls, number 4, big guy with lots of money. You got horses. He's got tokens, ravens. Looks like we're getting more multiples. You got like 4 bunnies on this one, so I don't know if it's like you have to collect so many to be able to get it. It's probably something along those lines. And you got all the 4 wolves, and that makes a lot more sense. Now there's 5 owls. I'm catching on here. 5 horses, and then you got 5 ravens. Ooh, kind of dropping these. So it looks like the dragons are the ultimate card because they're like a wild, is my guess. And you got 5 bunnies. You got 5 eagles, and you got 5 wolves. But each of them have the artwork and the color, the number die, and then the 2 different symbols that are on them. So those are going to be the new Gambling I'm In cards. Let's check out what's in this one. This looks like, so you have the different symbols. Here we got like the warrior, the lady, the bard, the merchant, the rogue, the wolf hawk, horse owl, and hare wrench. So these are just your tokens to tell the cards to let your characters know how many of each are in there. It looks like, because there's like 24 merchant cards. You got 30 of the rogue cards, that kind of thing. But on the back, you got all the different characters, it looks like. So the different types of characters with their dice roll number on there. So there you go. But it looks like this is kind of like a cheat sheet for knowing what all is in there. So let's move on to this guy. A lot of these are individually wrapped, so it's nice because it keeps those cards in pristine condition. But you got the prize variant. This is during rounds of gambling. Let's see if there's anything on the back. So adventurers wanted. Okay, at the end of the discard and draw, please move the prize bin. Gain 1 gold from the end, then your turn ends. So prize variants, it looks like there's different kinds of prize variants that you can do. Yep, there you go. Sure enough, the prize, the Talisman of Lightning. The prize you win when gambling, or you get the Adventurers Wanted prize. So you got 2 different prizes variants. So it looks like they're trying to add different dimensions into the gambling portion of the game, which is fun. Like the Gambling I'm In, it's good, but I think this could add a little bit more to it. We got some more. Ooh, these are more drink deck things. So it looks like drink deck S. So we got the picky drinking, this guy. You got the pretentious wine. You got a time warp tonic. You got the dwarven stout and the kobold punch. That's a high one right there. Bam. So more stuff to add into a drink deck. That's nice. On to Otto, our autopilot friend here. Autopilot robot friend. Okay, what does he have in store for us? So it looks like he has different actions. Maybe based on what's out, he actually will take control of like the gambling. He can do different actions. Sometimes he has things in his sometimes action and gambling sections. So it allows him to do different things based on which card is out, is my guess. It changes because you have a purple card and it looks like a witch doctor of sorts, but it's a robot witch. So it's Otto Witch Doctor. Interesting. But it has all these different cards that allow him to do everything. Oh, he's got a bard. Bard, Otto Bard, if you will. So he has different things, different winning hands. He has I raise. You got Gambling I'm In. So the different actions that he will play. If he drinks, he'll do that. Different actions, sometimes cards, and then his cheating cards that he'll have. Then you got the warrior, Otto Warrior. He's got different effects as well, different cards that are played. So it makes this guy a little bit harder to play against, and it makes it feel like you're actually just playing another character, another friend, but he's the mechanical friend. All of them are the same on the back, but Otto, the mechanical friend, there's his deck. So that's nice. What else do we got in here? Man, there's a lot more than I anticipated being in here. I was just excited about the additional expansion for to hold my cards. Okay, we got a cleaver. Okay, so this has got to be her stuff. So the Wand of Magic Missile. A soldier. Got a bunch of soldiers. You got the Acolyte. 3 of those. And Roxanne, the Adventurous Chef, right there. So these look like different cards based on, I mean, you got the 1s and 2s at the top, and then like a dice roll, looks like, of some sort. So these have to go with the chef. I imagine like different weapons or things that will come into play with her. So let's set her down there. Let's move on to, Roxanne's recipes. Because her being a chef, why not bring in some of her recipes to fight off all the other characters, just like they have their own things that they bring to the table. She's going to bring some food. So you got an exhumed pot of greens, you got a hearty vegetable soup, a stink fruit pudding. Nice, sounds delicious. Mixed mosses, some spatch-cooked cockatrice, mountain wyvern oysters. You got a random grilled meats here. That looks like a good platter. Slow-pressed fermented shark. Delightful. Fresh lobster roll. You got the fire salamander flambe. You got pan-seared wildebeest. And then an ogre stew, of course. So all these things are going to be coming into play. They have their different effects down here. But my guess is that she actually has to play certain cards that allow her to bring a recipe to the table and add that there. So there's that. And then last but not least in here, we have her personal deck. So for her, of course, she's going to have very similar cards to everybody else as far as like the Gambling I'm In cards. She's going to have a ton of those. Of course, she's going to have I Raise cards, a couple of those, a couple of Winning Hands, of course. And then you got her Anytime cards. You got the Tip the Wench, which everybody usually has. Wench, bring some drinks for my friends. Got a couple of those. Excuse me. I don't think so sometimes card. There we go. The Wench thinks you should stop playing with your drinks. What's that up your sleeve? The cheating cards. So more cheating. She actually has quite a few cheating cards here. I'll cut the deck. Nice. So she actually has a few cheating cards to add in here. Usually it's Gurky that has all the cheating cards, but looks like she's bringing some to the table. Then you got some more sometimes. Someone order a knuckle sandwich. So everything's prepped. Who's hungry? So she's got 3 cleavers. I don't know what that means. But it'll obviously play into the different weapons as well as the meals that she's bringing to the table. Action cards you got here. Looks like she's going to be making other people lose fortitude, but she has the symbols down here in the bottom left that I'm noticing. So you got like the cleaver, the honey pot, you got some carrot stew. My guess is you have to have a certain number to be able to bring the different recipes to the table, but that's just me speculating on what all will happen. More actions, more actions. I love the artwork in this. It's always fun because they bring in all the other characters into it, not just that particular character whose deck you have. Ignore drink cards. You got more sometimes cards. Looks like she's very particular about the way she fillets this little tiny fish. More sometimes cards, and there you go. That is her personal deck. So it looks like she has quite a few cheating cards, about the same number as everybody else as far as like the sometimes and action cards go. But there you go. You got Roxanne, the Adventurous Chef. She is an elf chef, which makes a lot more sense because she can bring some pretty crazy recipes to the table. But you got her. Man, I'll just toss these back in. You got the whole deck of the new gambling cards in there. You got some drink deck stuff here. You got the drink prizes in there. You got the little cards for everybody to know, the cheat cards, whatever, divider cards, of course. We'll toss those in there. You got a whole new drink set. Well, these are the recipe set for Roxanne. Of course, she's going to bring those to the table. I'm going to put that upside down. You got your auto mechanical friends, so you can play a 2-player. Then you got these level 1, level 2, level 3 chef cards. You got your weapon cards, cleavers, soldiers, acolytes, all that. And then last but not least, as far as those cards go, you got Otto and Roxanne there. So we're going to slide them in here. And then you got our bags for separating tokens, punch out tokens. You got the instructions of the new gambling I'm in. You got Roxanne's personal instructions. And that is what wraps up this box of Smorgasbox, the Red Dragon Inn. I'm really excited about this expansion. It's going to be fun. Going to be able to fit all of my cards between my huge box from Red Dragon Inn, the fifth one. So the fifth one comes with a huge box. You can fit everything in, but there's not enough room to fit everything. So this is great because it allows you to actually fit everything in. So there you have it. Red Dragon Inn Smorgasbox. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love this game. I look forward to actually using this character, trying to play like 2-player, because usually we have to wait for a group of friends to be able to do that. But pick up this game if you haven't. It's awesome. But hopefully this will be something that you will add to your own collection if you are into the Red Dragon Inn as much as we are. So join us next time on the next game unboxing, on the next game playthrough, what have you. But we look forward to seeing you next time on Game Night Tonight.